I can outfit my entire office for what it would cost me to, say, if I went with one of the premier dental businesses that other people use, maybe it would cost me the same price to do my whole office that it would cost potentially to do 4 to 5 operatories. And I was like, I'm willing to take that risk to save the money that I saved to build out this entire office.
Welcome back to another episode of My Dental Playbook. I'm your co-host, Gary Bird. Along with my friend, Dr. Blake Hamblin, we're going to be diving deep into his office and how he's doubled his collections in just under 12 months. We're also going to be talking about his journey to a $10 million practice and what he needs to do to get there. You're going to see behind the curtain, and Dr. Blake is amazing at sharing the hard details that you need to know so you can do the same too. If you want to grow, this is the show for you. Stay tuned. All right, we are live, and today we're going to be talking about how to build out an op for $20,000, which you might be thinking like, man, can you do that and do it with good quality? So Dr. Blake's going to give us that, and he's going to give us the exact steps because you've grown a lot, Dr. Blake, and you've had to add a lot of operatories, and you've kind of figured out a hack for quality, speed, with the best IT and all those kind of things, but then also keeping your costs down. So I'm excited to talk through that. Now, before we do that, number one, I want to thank our sponsor, Cherry. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And so right down below is a link. If you want special pricing with them, they are amazing. I highly recommend every single dentist use Cherry. And we have a lot of resources around that to help you use them effectively and to save a ton of money with them. And then also make sure you subscribe, give us a like, a thumbs up, or a comment. Let us know that you're watching. And lastly, we have a mastermind right down below. If you've been listening to us for a while and you're kind of like, dude, it's not working, you probably just need a little bit of accountability or a little bit of direction. And so you can hop on a mastermind with us. Dr. Blake are there and I are there every single month with a bunch of other doctors. So we would love to have you there as well. So let's jump into this op. So first of all, like just for me, because I'm kind of ignorant, how much are people actually paying for ops when like on the high side?
Oh gosh. I don't think I bet there's a way you could probably get to like 80 grand, 100 grand per op, depending on what you're doing. Like if you want it to have all the bells and whistles, it can get really expensive.
So 20,000 is like amazing then. So if you're at 20,000 and you're happy with it,
yeah,
that's like a great deal.
I would say so. I feel good about that.
Okay. So let's first talk about the cost. Like what is the cost breakdown to get to a $20,000 op?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously you've got to have a dental chair, and then you've got to have a delivery system. You've got to have IT. You've got to have, if you choose to use a TV at the front of your chair, you've got to have a TV. You've got to have maybe another patient waiting chair, glove holders, any other IT tech type stuff like a mouthwatch camera or something like that you might use. And then most importantly, plumbing. That's going to be a big cost to building it out. You got to have vacuums and stuff that get to the op. So what I found is there's 2 different ways you can go through this, and the way that traditionally we've been conditioned to do it is to use our dental broker, our Henry Scheins, our Pattersons, that type of nature, and they work really good. You do get the service that goes along with that. I decided in my new practice to go with a company called Dancero, and Dancero goes direct to dentists, and they've been fantastic. I've got...
How do you spell that, Dancero?
Danseraeu, I believe. Dancero. I believe they're actually based out of California, out by you. And they are fantastic. I was very skeptical, as most would, when I saw their prices. They were, a tenth of what the big box retailers are. And the reason they can do that is they just go directly to the dentist. They actually helped me a lot. They put me in touch with some other service techs in our industry, or in our location. So I'm not just beholden to the Pattersons, the Scheins. So when I need other people to come out, if they're not available, or if we found a better rate with someone else that can serve us just as well, I've got more options. And so it's really worked out.
So so Dancer, I looked it up. It's, we'll put the link down below for them. They're not sponsors or anything like that. So this is not us trying to sell you that service. I didn't even know who they were before you just said it. So I just want to call that out. So, but we'll still put the link down below because I think it'll help people. So how do they get their costs down? So if the average person's paying $40,000 to $50,000 for an op, how are they getting it down to half? Like, where is that money coming from?
Yeah, good question. I don't know every in and out of their business, but the main thing is that when you sell your peanuts to Walmart and then Walmart has to turn around and sell it, they have to charge more than what it's worth. And so Answero just goes directly to the dentist. And so their battle is just, can they get dentists to believe that their product is as good as it is?
It's wholesale pricing, right? So when I sell my peanuts to Walmart, I'm selling them for $1 to Walmart and Walmart's selling them for $2. And so when you're doing that on every little thing in an op, it adds up. Like it can upwards of double it because the middleman has to make money for their time and energy and that as well. So basically what you're doing is you're removing the middleman.
For sure. And so, for example, I purchased my chair, which had custom upholstery on it to match all the other chairs in our office, to match our provider and assistant chairs. So everything blends and matches really well. I had a custom Design Ergonomics is a very popular group within the dental world that helps you really think about how you set up your practice and make it ergonomic and work really well and the flow really well. And they have these bins that I really like that I sent over to them, and they added them on. They charged me a little bit for them, but all they had to do was design it and make it. They have everything in house. So they really custom made basically everything I had. And for my delivery unit and my chair, I spent less than $10,000. And it's hard to find just a good dental chair for $10,000. And so for me, I've loved them. I've had them for over a year now. I know people that have had them for 5, 10, even 15 years, and they work just as well. I'm sure that ADEC and other companies are fantastic, and I've used them, and we have them in our old office. But I've used both, and I don't see a difference in either of them.
So that's going to be my next question is like, what's the quality going to be like? What is the trade-off here then?
Yeah. So when I was going through this whole exercise, because buying equipment for a 5-op practice is very different than buying equipment for a 13-op practice. Numbers get big really fast. And so obviously that played a part. But I went through and I said, do I really, because the reps will say, well, your ADEC's going to last for 50 years. It's like, well, do I really want a chair for 50 years? Like 50 years from now, there's going to be something totally different, or the technology is going to be different, or anything like that. And frankly, I'd rather in 5-10 years from now just buy new chairs.
Because that's such a good point. So it's almost like, is it similar to like leasing a car versus buying? For me, I like leasing my cars because I don't want to put 500,000 miles on my cars because it starts breaking and then I have to take it in and that costs me time. So I would rather just have a car that doesn't ever have problems. So I'm paying less every single month, but I'm doing that forever. Right. And is that kind of what you're saying is like, I don't know anybody who's really successful who has 20-year-old dental chairs.
For sure. And for me, I just said, hey, I can outfit my entire office for what it would cost me to say if I went with one of the premier dental businesses that other people use, that maybe it would cost me the same price to do my whole office that it would cost potentially to do 4 to 5 operatories. And I was like, I'm willing to take that risk to save the money that I saved to build out this entire office.
Wow. Okay. And then what about from an IT standpoint? That would be my first, like if I was a dentist and I watched this podcast, the first thing would be like, okay, but yeah, you're not very tech advanced. Like you don't have all the cool tech stuff.
Yeah, no, we have everything you could think of. We've got two monitors on our rear delivery unit that so we can have the schedule pulled up. We can have, photos and x-rays. We can see everything. We've got all sorts of cables kind of running through the ceiling that get to a TV at the foot of the chair that shows a video that we've made that runs throughout the entire office. And it works really, really well. But I think the most expensive thing is adding in the plumbing. If you don't already have the plumbing, then you've got to start to trench and get through the concrete, and then you got to refloor.
So that's not counted in the $20,000.
Right. And so I intentionally, when I built the office, I made any room that I thought would potentially be an office or an operatory, I plumbed it. I spent the money and I said, I may never use this, but if I do, I'm going to be really glad that I did.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because tearing up your office, and especially if the rooms are close to your other rooms, when you're doing it, it causes a lot of trouble with patient flow and all that. I mean, there's ways to close it off, but it's hard. It's really hard. Any other pieces of advice for somebody who's going to be adding more operatories and growing into their practices?
Yeah, and I get a lot of text messages and stuff because I've shared that I've used Answero and whatnot, and I think reaching out and asking other people what their experience has been would be what I would go with. I think just because it's new doesn't mean it's bad. And we as dentists live in kind of this echo chamber of, well, the only place that we can buy it is this, that, and the other. And frankly, I spent the money on the compressor and the vacuum from my dental supply company because I wanted that service. I wanted, if it went down, I can operate without a chair. I can just move to another room, but I can't operate without a compressor and a vacuum. And so I wanted to know that I had them in my back pocket if something went down. But with the chair, I was like, no, worst case, I order a new one and it takes a couple weeks to get in. We can operate with one less chair.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have a list of everything that you put in your ops? Like, did you save that
Absolutely.
for next time? Okay. Do we want to give that away to the audience? Do you think that would be helpful if we just gave them the whole list?
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll put that down below for you guys. Thanks for doing that, Dr. Blake. That's huge. And then if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. This is something that you could save a ton of money with. And I mean, especially if you're building 2 or 3 ops, if you can get that down to $20,000 each, you're talking about saving a load of money. So this is a great episode. And thank you so much for being willing to share the secret sauce.
You bet. Absolutely.